Okay, so yeah, have you heard about that Nolan Wells situation? Um, by the way, we're not going to introduce each other. By the way, I like the anonymity, so we're going to just keep talking.
Okay.
And
Okay.
all right, yeah, but
Wait, what situation again?
so the Nolan Wells situation was that 18-year-old black kid that got unalived, um, in I don't remember which state, but he went with all his white friends, and he, literally didn't come back. I think he got stranded. No, I don't think he got stranded. I think they just somehow forgot him. But basically, it's like a trope to where like the black guy, the only black guy or the black person in the group doesn't come back.
Oh
And
wait, so well, first off, how old is he? Was he like a kid or
yeah, he
was
was
he
literally
was he,
like literally 18 years old.
oh, so he just turned 18? Like
Yeah,
he's 18?
I believe he was in high school, but may have turned 18, but
Yeah.
basically still a kid. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so he went with a bunch of his white friends to like a fucking, oh, you can curse, by the way.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Okay.
but he went with his white friends to like some island, and like they just for some reason didn't call like for roll call to see like if if he's coming back. And then like they found his body somewhere. It's like a very like weird
Oh,
situation.
so he's dead.
Oh yeah,
And you said this was recent?
what was that?
They know for certain he's dead. This guy is
Yeah, no, they
he's
no,
dead.
they literally found his body. So he's no longer with us.
So what did they say? I mean, you said he was with friends, right? Like a group of friends. What did they say? They said he was.
So so I so to be honest, I didn't delve too fully into it because this kind of story kind of upsets me. But
Uh,
um I'm sorry, what was the question?
no, my question was, what did the friends say? I mean,
Oh, I
like,
see. I do. Yeah. Okay.
and you
So
said they found the body. Like, when they found the body, where they find the body? Like, what? And you said he went on a trip to where? Like,
like a, like
where'd
a
they go?
like a beach something. I know it's like a somewhere where a large body of water is, and the
Oh, okay.
friends didn't. I don't think they. I think they feigned ignorance or some shit. I think they fucking said that well, he's wanting to stay at the island by himself, or something like very like unconvincing, which
Uh,
leads me to believe that they were maybe onto it. I don't want to think that way, but it's like there's too many situations to where the only black person in the group goes on a trip, and for some reason they leave him or her behind. Um, I don't know why that's the case, but it's a very
mhm.
weird situation, and some people are saying it's some weird ritual that that they do, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was, because nothing surprises me nowadays with the stuff that I've learned
Uh-huh.
about other shit. Um,
Right.
but yeah, like I feel bad for the parents. The parents have to like have to find that out, and they even had the courage to go on air on television to be interviewed about it, and it's an unfortunate situation, and I don't know if you follow like black black Twitter and black Instagram, but they're really hammering the fact that as a black kid or even a black person, you have to watch your back around people who you think that are nice to you on the outside, but for some reason the ulterior motive is a lot more sinister. And
Right.
honestly, you know me, I don't like people anyway, but it's kind of what was that? Did you hear
Nah, yeah, I heard that, but I don't know what that was.
that? I don't think that was on my side. I think that was just honestly, I don't know what the hell that was, but if it happens again, I'm just gonna ignore it. But anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
um, but I'm still recording, so I don't know what the hell that was. But
Uh-huh.
and that just threw me off my track. I don't know what I was talking about.
You were saying about how like if you're like if like black if I think you were saying something about like if there was a if you're traveling like if you're a black you said something about in like black culture or something like that
Yeah.
or like if you're by yourself like with other like white people I think you were saying something
Yeah.
like that. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Well,
So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is a black person. There's unfortunately, in my experience, you have to
right.
look under the surface of what this person is showing you and what they don't want you to see. The fake niceness, the facade of like, hey, I'm a nice, unassuming guy. Um, you know how like white equals good and black equals bad. Um, Narrative
Mm,
that's quite frankly global. You have to look past that as a black guy or a black woman to see that
mhm.
unfortunately this person has to prove themselves to me that they're not not necessarily trying to kill me or anything like that, but um, you know
I hear
if
you.
they
I hear you.
if they have like anywhere ulterior motive, like it just is what it is. And it's like, I mean, we can say each other's like race, like I'm black, you're Asian, okay.
You okay? Yep.
I'm I'm 6 feet tall and I'm 215 pounds.
Uh,
I believe you're 5'6", I believe, right?
about that.
I don't know how much you weigh, but
I don't know either.
I'm trying to say is that I look more threatening than you do. And
Yeah,
that's
of
not
course.
me, and that's not me, disparaging you. I'm just saying, like, the cops, for example, they are gonna look at me with a lot more bias, and also too, when it comes to white dudes, they're gonna look at me as like more of a someone to be competed against versus like a true kind of like uncompetitive friendship. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of like abstain from it's not being racist or anything. I just don't, when you don't have a lot in common with someone, you find yourselves more often than not having those kinds of like friends or like people of a certain background. um, and that's perfectly fine to say. That's not a racist thing or anything to say. um, you know um, I don't know, what is your thoughts on that?
So I actually do have another question. So the people he was with, right?
Yeah.
Were they like his like did he know them for like were they his friends like from high school? Were they his like
I
high school
want to
friends or
say I want to say I
did they just meet him?
are they just what? I'm sorry.
Did they like just meet him?
um that's a good question. um like, here's the thing though, yeah, he is 18 years old, so he can do that without asking permission from his parents, but you know
Uh,
I kind of wish that I knew that answer, because that is good to know. Like,
uh,
it's, yes, it'd be weird if they just met and they're going
right,
out to some beach that
right,
he ends up missing.
correct.
But it'd be even stranger if they knew each other for a long time.
Right, right.
It's like I'm gonna delve more into that, but still,
Okay.
that shouldn't have happened. And regardless of that, you know, it's still a trend that happens, and it's still something that needs to be looked at. Like, for example, like, do you know how many black people in the Midwest, like, just whether it be driving through like a trucker or people just driving through as normal people, like, just end up
Uh-huh.
missing. I don't know if you know.
You said
I'm sorry.
missing?
Yes,
You said
missing.
missing?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
missing. But yeah, it's a lot of people, and it's a lot of like younger, unknowing kids. Um, and the unfortunate thing is that a lot of these kids, and some adults as well,
Uh-huh.
they they end up missing, and the case isn't big enough to warrant a federal investigation. So a lot of these
Uh-huh.
investigations are local, and we all know
Right.
where that's gonna go in the
Uh-huh.
trail.
Right, right, right.
Um, yeah, and it's like it's one of the reasons why, for me personally, I would be happy with not going to the Midwest. I don't know if you've been to the Midwest before.
No, I
Um,
haven't. But wait, so you don't want to go to the Midwest because you think there's because you said you think there's a an increased chance of you going missing?
well, not just that. It's just like the Midwest is like the capital of like bigotry, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so.
More than the South, you think?
Yeah, more than the South because there's more black people in the South. There's way less black people in the Midwest.
Uh,
So, you know, I believe that the population, like I feel like if I walk into like an establishment in like freaking Ohio, like some weird country,
there it
I,
is again.
I don't know what that is, so we're just gonna have to ignore that until I figure out what
Okay.
that is. I'll look up
Okay.
on like Chat GPT and what that ringing sound is. But anyway, um, I guess that's just like a reminder. I guess that I'm recording.
Maybe.
But anyway, yeah, I forgot what I was talking about, man.
You were saying how you think that because there's less black people in the Midwest that
Yeah.
over there it could potentially be more.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're like if I were to walk into like a backwater town and like with the swingy doors, you know the freaking like
What doors? The what doors?
the swingy doors. You know,
What is that? What are you
the,
talking about? What the what?
them Western towns with like them like freaking saloons and
Oh, like the saloon doors. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about. Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And like I walk in there and like everyone turns their head and looks at me. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get the fuck up out of here, man.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's any harm to just, at least just go take a look. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the Midwest is that bad, is it? And I don't think it's,
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
It is that bad. You know what a sundown town is, right?
Right. It's
You
like,
know what that is?
right. Certain black people, they are encouraged to leave the town before,
A certain hour.
before sunset. Um,
Yeah. So it's not just black. It's like anyone who looks not white.
non-white. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it pertains to black people, but it can mean someone like who looks. I mean, there's Mexican people who are almost
Yep.
darker than I am.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
um,
hmm
yeah. In the Midwest, I believe has the highest concentrations of these towns. There's no like official data, but it's just like compiled from like I don't know an unofficial database or some shit like that because they would never post like yeah we're an official sundown town because I think that would basically be illegal if they were to do that.
Right.
So yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean let's move on to something a little bit lighter.
Right.
Not potentially lighter, but like how you been uh actually how do I ask this? How do I ask this?
Okay.
Um yeah, how have you been faring? I know you said not said, but I know you actually it's been a while since we talked, so I don't know. I was gonna ask,
Okay.
like I know you're going to school. You don't have to tell me what school.
Right.
But you said something happened. I believe it was the thing that happened with the housemates. You don't have to go into detail, but I remember. Um, um,
I
but
was like, I'm gonna be totally honest. That was like 2 years
two
ago.
years ago,
Yep.
2 years ago, Jesus Christ.
That was like 2 years ago. Yep.
But was that the reason why you didn't go to that school?
That was the reason why I didn't finish. Why I didn't
Oh,
finish. But
oh. So you did actually go to that school.
but um,
I mean, that's what that would mean, right? Because you said you didn't finish.
no. So wait. So it's like it's hard to explain. I've been doing all right overall. Just just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
It's how it is. It's how it is.
So
Nothing crazy. Go ahead.
so what makes you stay in California?
In California,
Yeah.
I mean, they got good weather. Weather's
Good
pretty
weather.
nice.
Is that the
Um,
only reason why?
but I mean, I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I mean, I think LA is, I mean, or California is just like, it's not a bad place to be. Um, it's like it's got it's ups and downs. I'd say. The alternative, I think it's I don't want to go back to
To New York?
you know to New York. I think.
Huh.
Um, I do like big cities, I guess,
Yeah.
and where I am now, it's I my rent's pretty cheap, so it's things are working out for now.
Did you
That's
ever
probably a big reason. That's probably a big reason.
have you thought about going back to school?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just I gotta figure it out. Gotta figure it out. Um, Pretty much, I have a lot of people encouraging me just to go back.
Yeah.
Because it's the right thing to do. I feel like.
Yeah.
Just because.
And you still have the bill to help you, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It wouldn't even be like I wouldn't even be paying for it out of my paying for it at all. So that's why it's for sure like the right choice.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I,
yeah.
I mean, like, I think you had a okay, never mind. I'll hold that off. That's not super important. But what I am gonna say is that for me, guy, we're gonna talk about jobs now, guy. We're gonna talk about the jobs now. Okay.
Okay, sure.
I can't fucking stand having
What?
a 9 to 5 job, man. I just can't stand it.
You can't stand it. Why not? What's the issue?
Okay. Check this.
Okay.
It was
You want to
fine.
work night shift? You want to work night shift or like second shift or another
No,
shift?
no. So in my opinion, nine
Yep.
to five jobs are kind of outdated.
Outdated, you said.
I would say outdated and unrealistic. I would say.
Really?
And the reason why I say that is because I mean you see the prices of everything going up nowadays. Um,
Mhm.
so in order to have okay, so let's just jump back a little bit. Um, what was it back in like the 60s and 50s? The men
Sure.
work a 9 to 5, have a wife at home, raise the kids, right?
Right.
Buy a house at like 25, maybe even younger.
Right.
Nowadays, both parents need to be working that 9 to 5. Um, the kids are not going to be raised by the parent or either parent, most likely. Daycare would probably cost a fortune. Um,
No, for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
and there are so many things against you. You can work only so much before you go fucking insane.
I
Um,
think so. Yeah, I agree with that.
you can only work so much before going fucking insane, and not only that, um, if you're building up stress from not being able to accomplish the goals that were set from your for your or from your whether it be your peers, your parents, this and that by a certain time frame, or if you have any mental lapses, or your health fails or something happens, because life happens. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to set you back, and we don't live in an economy where getting set back is you know a fun time, because
Right.
your pressure cooker is already like at its tip over point. So at a certain point, you know where's the breaking point? The breaking point is going to
Hmm.
be you. And for me, my mental health is way too important, and that's why, oh dude, I think I've walked out on like 5 or 6 jobs since I've been here.
Really?
And that's mostly because of the unrealistic expectations for the amount of pay that I was getting, well paid.
Can you
um
give an example of what do you mean by unrealistic expectation? Like, are they expecting to work without getting paid? Like, work off the
so
clock? Is that what you're
so
saying?
so here's the thing. um so I'll tell you, I'll give you an example of my last job that I left. It was at a gym. I'm not going to say the gym's name. It was at a gym. I applied to be the operations manager for this gym. So basically, operations manager, they take care of the facility in terms of calling in people for maintenance, fixing, just making sure the facility's up and running and that there's no issues in terms of its operations, if you
Okay.
will. But here's the thing: at that particular gym, I don't know if it's the same for all the other locations, but at that particular location, um, people like the other people, the other staff,
Yeah.
were not doing their job for lack of a better term. And what do I mean by that? So what I've learned, so in the fitness industry, what I've learned is people, at least in whether it be the Northeast, I believe it's pretty similar in other, you know, areas of the world. When it comes
Uh-huh.
to running a fitness industry, sales is the number one uh, priority. It is the KP. It's one of the KPIs. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Like the performance indicators or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. If you're not making the sale, you're not making money
Wait,
in a
wait. You
gym.
said in fitness, you said like when you sell, you buy like memberships, you mean, or like what?
Memberships, personal training, merchandise.
Okay.
Uh, it could be also Pilates too and other things, etc. All those things. So if you're not racking in the money in those fields, your gym is not making money. I don't know what to say. So it's a
Right.
very sales heavy uh, industry. So
I see.
that being said, what the higher ups, the managers of the managers at my location, they were taught to like churn out as many memberships as possible
I
without
see.
without giving them quality care. So what do I mean by that? So say you have a person asking for a membership. You give them the
Okay.
tour, this and that, and the rigmarole. Um, and because of the lack of staff,
Yep.
uh, you may get, 3, 4 people in line waiting to sign up for a membership. So what I have noticed at my previous job is that these guys would rush them through the contract, not tell them you have this until this time to cancel, so you won't be charging to your until the next billing date. They won't tell them about like freeze options. They won't tell them about like if they sign up for a personal training session or a contract, when to cancel. So they're just churning out
Right.
all these these like memberships and contracts, but you know because they see the immediate money roll in, they're not caring about if the customer, for the very small chance of, yeah, I think I want to cancel my membership. How do I do that? Well, what do you mean you don't know how to do that? Shouldn't the membership advisor should have talked to you about that? Or, hey, I want to cancel my personal training. Sure, you just have to pay out half your contract. Oh, wait, the personal training manager didn't tell you that? So you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I hear you. So they're just focused on making the sale.
Yeah, yeah, and like, so me being the operations manager, I was a front-facing manager of the location. So, any angry or perturbed customer would come straight to me. And with my very few weeks of being there, I've had so many angry people. You didn't tell me this, and that, the third. Like, I want to speak to the vice president. And something like, oh my god, like, what was happening before I was here? You know what I mean? It's like I knew exactly what
Right.
was
Right.
happening. No one was doing their fucking job. You know what I'm saying? And like I was taking the brunt of everything, and there was just one guy. I remember, yo. So the jacuzzi slash sauna was closed when I
Yep.
was working there, and
Okay.
apparently it's been closed for 6 months. So with the new guy, me being the new guy, there was no way I could fix that in like any amount of good time. Like I was still learning how to do everything. I was still learning how to do, yeah, basically everything. And like when you have an angry customer calling me on my second day saying that he's gonna like I'm gonna get my lawyer, this and that, I'm like, bro, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, and you
Right.
have
Right.
all the customers complaining about the TV and the fucking the lack of of a
I
sanitation in
mean, it's
the
right. Right.
bathrooms, and it's like I'm getting attacked from like every angle. It's like I'm getting paid 20 an hour
Right.
to deal with all this bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
like don't like trust me. Like I actually like doing that job. Yeah, I'm gonna look up on ChatGPT what the fuck that sound is. But yeah, I actually like doing my job, but I'm not gonna do it at the expense of my own happiness. Because if I were to ask for a raise, you already know that would have been impossible. Because
You think so? You think it would have been possible?
I think it would have been impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah,
You think so? Like you don't think they would have allowed it?
no, because when you, in my opinion, and I don't know
Yep.
this for certain, when you come to the table like that,
Yep.
unless you're like really like 5 years of experience, you're not trying to hear that.
Yep.
Uh, so I was kind of afraid on how they would feel about that. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I didn't feel like. Oh, not only on top of that, I had a staff of 12 to 15 people. So on top of what I just said, excuse me.
Yep.
On top of what I just said, I have a full staff of front desk salesmen of kids club. So kids club is the daycare that we had. So I had the front
Right.
desk staff, the kids club staff, and the janitorial staff that I had to take care of while I was taking care of all the other stuff for 20 an
Right.
hour.
It's not
So
worth it, pretty much. It's not worth it because
mm,
it's like a
mm,
lot of responsibility for not
for not a lot
not
of payout, yeah, and I'm
right,
like,
right.
yeah, I'm good. I'm all Gucci on that, my guy.
I hear you.
And,
I hear you.
and so I would say for that recent job, it was the fucking just being overworked and like me having to pick up the slack for other
Uh,
people when they get paid the exact same, or if not more, because I'm helping them, but I'm not getting paid any more. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
So, there were some nice guys there. I hope they're doing fine, but there it's not enough for me to compromise my own mental health and happiness. And
Yeah,
good luck to them.
yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was that job. And actually, the previous job, so like this job, so a job before this one, I left that one. I was the general manager for a gym in a town nearby. And the reason why I left that one is because, so I think you already know it's about me. I don't like to be talked to in a certain matter that tells me that you think you're superior than me.
Like
Um,
talk down to you, you mean? Like
yeah, 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 yeah. Especially, being 29 at the time, like, you like you're in your late 40s, early 50s, and you're talking to me like I'm 16 years old. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that shit. So yeah, he was like, yeah, like my staff said you got here 15 minutes late and you left 15 minutes early. You got to be dedicated and this and that and the other. And you're like you're way down here and our staff is way up here. And I'm like, okay, you'll never be seeing me again.
right, right, right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's some people just like that. What can you do?
I mean, I know what I did and I
Yeah,
left
I
that
know, I
bitch.
know. Yeah, so
So
the thing is that some people they can't do what you did. You know what I mean? Like some people they got
kids
families
and
and
shit,
stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so they
Oh,
gotta stick with it. It's like they gotta talk to you like that, and they can't do anything.
oh yeah,
So
yeah. Oh, if I had a kid, yeah, things
yep.
would be different. But you know what I'd be more willing to do? And a lot of people, it's very difficult because here's the thing: when I say something to someone, they think that I'm threatening them. Like if I were to sit someone down and say like, "Hey, I don't like the way you said this in this certain situation," their whole energy changes, and they may try to find a way to fire me. I don't know. I'm looking into conspiracy theories right now, but
What?
if I were to have a kid,
Yep.
I would have had the conversation like, hey, like I don't appreciate the way you talk to me in front of my colleagues. Please refrain from using this type of language, um, basically at all. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Not even just in front of my colleagues, just at all. Like
Yeah.
it's very disparaging. This and that. I'm an adult just like you. I can go buy liquor if I wanted to. I can go rent a car right now. So please don't talk to me like I'm 16. I could have
Uh-huh.
done that, but here's the thing. I didn't need to stay there. And two, I feel like because of the griminess of my of the Northeasterners, he would have probably found a way to get rid of me. I'm telling you that right now.
You think
A lot,
so?
yeah, a lot of these guys do not like pushback. They don't like
Mhm.
to be challenged. And you know, that's just like the Northeastern, like Ivy League kind of like, you know, frat bro kind of thing that we got here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah. Hopefully, you know, you haven't ran into anything like that at yours.
Not really, no. I mean, everyone there is like, I don't know. They're just kind of normal. They're just
Yeah,
like
everyone
normal
there is like,
people.
I don't know, right?
They're kind of normal, you know. They're just normal people. I mean, yeah. I mean, there. I feel like there always is that type of like politics and all that stuff. But um, was that the only place, or were there other places too?
There were one, two, three other jobs that I did the almost exact same thing with.
Almost the exact same thing you said.
Yeah, almost the exact same thing.
Interesting.
I think in 2022, the cubicle job I had was a worst offender of the whole like disrespect thing.
You said the cubicle job, like you were in an office.
Yeah, back in 2022.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Um, what like what happened?
so um, I was a property assessor. So basically, what that is a person who I believe yearly, I believe. I don't know how often they do it, but basically, people are assigned to different parts of the city, and
Okay.
the different parts of the city have different types of real estate, like commercial, residential. There's probably some others, but I forgot. So, but we were, or I was a part of the residential, and we would drive around and go to people's properties to basically not appraise, but like assess their real property value, because every year they get taxed property taxed, and every year they either have additions or subtractions to their property that increases or lowers their property taxes, I believe.
I
And
see.
we were in charge of determining what the value was, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, there was a lot of driving, a lot of like, you know, a lot of technical stuff. And
Mm.
my advisor was the biggest biatch, man. Oh my God. Okay. You don't have to say anything to this, but like, there's the like old, like, mammy black woman who's like very like, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Strong, old, arrogant black woman was my
Uh,
superior, and
okay.
she would like do slide remarks almost every opportunity she got, because she's like a very old, like, you know, I only show like any kind of affection if you do everything right, and if you don't get on my nerves type of person. I only Do you know that type of person?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Um,
and like it was
so
getting,
it's very hard. It's very hard to make this type of person like satisfied, right?
yeah, until you get everything right.
Right. Right.
Um, and like she had zero patience, and it got to a point where like I would just ignore her while I was driving to whatever site that we had, and I would just talk to the guy behind me, like, um, and she said like I did like some tests to see like where I was at in terms of like, you know, the my job, I guess you could say. Actually,
Mhm.
no. Okay, I remember now. Hold up. So I remember she was absent for a few days because she was sick, and she wanted me to do a certain amount of work in a certain amount of time. and she was not happy with the amount of work that I did. And she was like, you did all of this and this and that. You said don't play with me, this and that. I'm like, okay. I literally said okay, shook my head up and down, got my stuff out my cubicle, left,
Right.
and never came back.
And that was it.
Yep.
That was it.
I told HR I'm done. So like there's no like search for where I'm at, because like you want to tell them you're not coming back in case like something happens. But
Oh,
yeah, I said like yeah, I'm good. This is not the job for me, and you know that was that. And
uh,
I do not regret that decision at all, because my mental health was so bad at that point, dude.
yeah.
Uh, it was like when you go, you're like you're ready, you're readying yourself to be emotionally ready for something. Like it's
Uh,
like you're psyching yourself up to like so you don't break down to whatever you have to deal with. You know what I mean?
yep. I hear you.
That's what it
Wait.
felt
So
like.
okay.
That's
Go
what
ahead. Go keep going.
yeah, that's what it felt like every day, man. Oh my god. Yeah, but what were you gonna say?
So it was it mainly her, or was it that plus the work? Like, do you think
Nah,
if you
nah,
had a
nah,
different seat?
nah. It was specifically her, dude. There's at unfortunately. So I mean, this is the issue with my other job that I told you about. Unfortunately, you don't pick who you work for and who you work with.
Right.
The person or the people that you work with can completely change everything, man. It's they can make an enjoyable job into a miserable job, and off of a
Right.
whim. And you know, unfortunately, you can't pick who you work for. And more unfortunately, I mean, unless you got the like that type of gift, you can't really sabotage them to fire them. Or to get them fired, I should say. Um, but yeah, it's difficult, man. It's like you're told to get a stable job, make a lot of money,
Uh,
uh, you know, do all the things,
mm,
but you're not told how to navigate certain situations to where those can be balanced, where your happiness is balanced. And I think that, I don't even think that's true, because we don't really balance. It's not about balance when it comes to the American dream. It's about money, and it's about money. It's not about
mm,
balance. It's about money.
mm,
Um, yeah, and in the U.S., we're taught individualism. We're taught to get yours, get the fuck out, and
mm.
everyone else. And you know, if you want to take something, you take it, and people have to live with the energy that you exude. You're not supposed to be malleable for others. You know what I mean?
Mm, mhm.
Um, and the U.S. is not only guilty of this. Like, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I remember many years ago when I was in college, I was thinking about maybe living in Asia. Uh, a lot of Asian countries, you probably know, have
Yep.
even worse work-life balance than we do.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think so. Like South Korea,
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah,
places are not good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some of them are okay, I think, but some of them are really bad. It's
All I know is that Japan is really bad.
that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
I heard that. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard you have to like send a formal apology to your job before you leave that job.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I don't know if it's true. But you said an apology, like apologize that you're leaving.
Yeah, apology, because
Come
I
on,
guess,
you're leaving. You're leaving. Come on.
dude, you can look it up, man. Like I'm pretty sure, like there's this foreigner I saw made like a YouTube or Instagram short years ago, and she said that
Yep.
leaving a job in Japan is not seen as something that is done often or at all.
Uh,
So, and from what I heard in Japan too, when people go to a job, they're like a more cohesive team. They're like more dedicated to each other
Yep.
versus the US. So
Uh-huh.
leaving that job is like seen as you betraying the team, I think. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? So that's where I think the apology comes in. And I know that Japan's a very modest country. You know,
Yep.
they're not as loud and rambunctious as we are.
Mm.
um, and they kind of stay in their own lane. But yeah, um, I know you said you've been to Japan, but what part of Japan you went to?
This was like maybe like it was like a town maybe like 30 minutes from Yokohama or like an hour from Tokyo.
Oh, okay, okay. So it was like more rural or like suburban?
Well, I would say it was like a mid-sized city. Mid-sized city.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
if I ever, would you ever go back?
When I go back to visit for sure,
Yeah,
but
but
to
not to
live
live.
there,
Not no,
probably
no,
not. No,
no.
no, no, no.
There's this guy that I used to watch years ago, hiding in my room. I think his name is actually I don't remember his name, but do I remember his name? No, I don't. But yo, he would do like the dumbest shit in Japan. Like he would talk about like how he got like gonorrhea from like a fucking girl he met in like a club, and like how he used to like writhe in pain because of it, and like how he used to talk about he got married too in
Uh,
Japan, and he talked about his wife's privates on stream before.
you did that?
Yeah, he did that.
You did
um,
that? What the hell? Why did you do that?
because he's like one of these like these unhinged like incels who don't know how to read a room and like talk about private stuff. That's like, why would you say that? Like one of those people that have no sense of like what's the word? Social understanding, I guess.
I hear what you. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, long story short, he got divorced, or I think the girl divorced him, and that was one of the reasons why he got divorced.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I believe he's living in. I think he's like half English and half Asian. I don't know what part of Asia, though. Um, but yeah,
Mm,
they,
mm.
they used to do the dumbest things, and like it's like one of those car crashes you can't look away from. And I don't know what he's doing nowadays, but uh, it was pretty entertaining. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I would definitely visit, but it would have to be a city because I look vastly different than they do, and I don't want to draw too much attention to myself.
Mhm.
Um, the thing is like like I was planning to go to North Carolina. We're just going on different subjects, but we're just fucking talking. But yeah,
Mhm.
I was gonna go to North Carolina to see my dad, but like the price of plane tickets have literally doubled since last year. I don't know if you've been paying attention to like the gas,
The price of what? The price of what again? Sorry.
the price of the plane ticket doubled since last year.
I'm not surprised. Isn't it like an oil shortage or something like that? Like something like
Dude, I
because of the
like,
war?
dude, there's like something happening like every 5 seconds. Like, it's just hard to keep up with. Like, honestly, when it comes to that stuff, I only really pay attention to local stuff because, unfortunately, there's shit happening, whether it be in the Middle East or I don't fucking know anywhere else. I honestly just pay attention to local news. Um, for me, actually, I'm not gonna say that because that's a little too. I was gonna say something about local, but like that's a little too what's the word? Revealing. But yeah, I only pay attention to the local news because it's crazy, man. Like you can't keep up with all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, do you how do I say this? Do you have you been to Skid Row before?
Have I been to Skid Row? Yeah, yeah. You're talking about in downtown LA, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
Is it really that bad in real life?
I would say it's one thing is it smells real bad. It's like no, I'm being serious. The smell you can really smell it.
Yeah.
And like I remember this one time where I was walking through because I didn't know at the time.
Hmm.
I was like still new to LA and I was staying at this hotel in downtown. It was kind of late and I wanted to go get some food. And I was looking, I was like seeing oh what's available. And there's a place. They used to call it Avenue 26, but now I think they just call it like Tacos Lot 26.
Yeah.
Now they're open 24/7. But basically, this taco place, it's open all night, and Google Maps is telling me, hey, just walk as soon as you leave the hotel, just turn left and just walk straight. And I was like, oh yeah, it looks pretty simple. Just walk straight. Yeah, and it went through Skid Row, and it was just like it just felt very what's the word? It was. I mean, I know at the time because I just wasn't. I was just like, oh, just walk straight. But it was like very like there was no cars on the street,
Like
and
it's
there was
like post-apocalyptic a little
that's the exactly that's a good way to
bit.
put it. It was like they got all these tents on both sides of the street.
Yeah.
I didn't even go on the sidewalk. I was for some reason I don't know what it was. I just felt like I'm just gonna stay on the
Yeah.
actual road because
Yeah.
I don't want because it was like that
Step on a
and
needle by
then
accident or some shit like that.
right and there was no cars there like parked cars there was no parked cars there.
Yeah.
The only there was you know what Waymo is or
Oh
you
yeah. Yeah. I know them Waymo
yeah, so
vehicles.
the
Yeah.
only cars in that area was just a bunch of Waymos just passing through. It was so like I don't know. It was unreal. It was just like a very strange experience. But then like I just kept walking, and then I got to the taco place, and on the way back, I took a different route. Just because it was. Oh yeah, and there was fires too. It was like random like
Oh
these
yeah.
fires on the street too. It
Yeah.
was it was
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it just felt like I was just in danger. It just felt like there was like
Yeah. Like something
random
happened.
people, like just people yelling,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's a dumpster in the middle of the road, and just I don't know what
Yeah.
it was crazy. But yeah, so you're asking, what was the reason you're asking?
I was just curious because we have something like that called Mass Ave. I believe it's Methadone Mile. So
Okay,
that's like Upper Massachusetts Avenue going into Dorchester. Dorchester is are you familiar with Boston at all?
no, I've never been there. I've never been to
Well,
Boston.
have
No,
you seen the map at all? You know,
no,
like have you
let me pull it up. Give me one sec.
so yeah, Dorchester is like south of the major metropolitan area.
Yeah, I see
And
it. Okay, so Boston, it's like they got it says there's like North End, South
yeah,
End, South
yeah,
Boston, and then
yeah,
Roxbury, Grove Hill into like Meeting House into like Dorchester. Yeah, I see that.
yeah. So Dorchester. So I believe that's where Methadone Mile is, but Massachusetts Avenue is a massive street that goes from like north of Cambridge all the way into Dorchester. It's like I want to say it's at least 7 miles to 8 miles long. But we have this thing called methadone mile, and that's where we kind of have that thing going on, similar to
Uh-huh.
Skid Row. Um,
Right.
honestly, I don't think I've been there out actually one time.
Yep.
But I just heard some like obviously open air drug stuff happening.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, honestly, I never really needed to go there. I think the only reason why I went in that area was to like meet a Tinder date, but that's about it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Um, but no, I was just curious, if you had anything like that nearby. And there was actually this person called Soft White Underbelly. He does like interviews of people
No,
from
yeah, I know that channel. Yeah, I know him. I know him. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, he's interviewing like pimps and like
yeah,
and street girls and stuff like that.
yeah. I don't know if he still does that now because it's been a while, but
Uh-huh.
yo, a lot of the interviews he did, man, some of these people, man, oh my God, I feel so bad for them. Or they kind of like,
Yep.
freak me out a little bit. It's just like,
Uh,
he had this one guy, who was a pimp. His name was Sharp. That I used to find pretty funny, and I don't think he found him on Skid Row. I don't. He didn't look like he lived on Skid Row. I don't know how he found him, but he ended up getting his own show on Adam 22's podcast. I don't know if you've heard of Adam 22.
What 22, sorry?
Adam 22 is like a YouTube personality. But yeah, but Sharp, the guy that soft white underbelly guy, I don't remember his name, interviewed, got big off of this interview and went on to go to Adam 22's podcast. But I think he
Okay,
got
okay.
dropped by Adam 22 for some controversy. Um, but when it comes to here, I don't really see too many homeless people um, in the area, and I believe that's mostly because of property. The property is really expensive here. I don't fucking know. Um, it's like it's not like a Beverly Hills rich, but it's not like, but it's not a Beverly Hills like rich, but how do I say
So,
it?
so it's like a what, upper middle class maybe, or like
Yeah,
middle class?
upper middle class.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Average rent, not probably not too far from where you live. I think it was about 24 to 600 for one bedroom.
Uh,
Um,
uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah, sounds pretty good, right?
24 for one
26.
bedroom, you said?
Yeah.
26? Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. It's expensive in Boston, like the rent overall?
So in Cambridge is actually more expensive, and technically I live in Cambridge.
Uh-huh.
Boston, I would imagine it's a little less expensive,
Yep.
um, but um, I would never rent above $2,000 for a one bedroom, dude. I just can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just can't fucking do it, man. My heart would sink.
No, I hear you.